Hi guys, and welcome back to Project Westphalia, where we are on our way to the British Grand Prix. We're going to be camping for 4 days. We're arriving today on Thursday, so we're going to be there for the launch party. We're going to be there for all the practice sessions on Friday, the qualifying, and of course the race on Sunday. We're super excited. This is the first time that we're going to be watching F1 live and in person. We know it's going to be quite a show. I think there's going to be at least 300,000 people attending, so it is going to be a big event. We're going to be camping at the Silverstone Golf Club campsite, which is right next to the racetrack. Very excited. Very busy campsite. Oh my word. So do I just follow the blue? Or...
Yeah, you see this first left one?
Yeah.
By there, it's that one by there it is. So.
Yeah, awesome, fantastic. Thanks so much.
Have a good weekend.
Thank you. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Whoa. that was lumpier than I was expecting.
Sorry?
No, the ground was a little bit lumpier than I was expecting when I came.
There was a bit of a ridge there.
Just a little bit.
We like watching people's faces.
Exactly, yeah, yeah. It's a little bit of an adventure course.
Good morning, how are we?
I am good.
One adult, one child on blue. Let's... Perfect.
I like that noise.
Yeah, I like that noise.
So we get like wristbands or something?
That's the child. And
child.
That's the adult.
You are a child, and I am an adult, supposedly. Oh, agile through the corners. Look at that thing. That's pretty epic. That's I think that's doing F1 in style, my word. Look at the size of that thing, and a ram to tow it too.
With the van all set up for the weekend, it was time to visit the racetrack for the first time. Although there wasn't going to be much racing on Thursday, at least there were some historic F1 cars due out. Surprisingly, the queues were pretty big on Thursday. There was some confusion about what tickets allowed access on Thursday, which caused some frustration to those attendees that didn't have the right tickets.
So we've made it through the queues, and we're now just walking around the early part of the Silverstone track near Vale, and just going past Club at the moment. On our way to try and find the mythical Thursday inner track access. So we'll see where that is. How cool is that? Having access on a Thursday is amazing. It's not as busy as sort of Friday, Saturday, Sunday, so you get to see a lot more of the track, and you have to get through a lot fewer people, which makes it a really nice experience. If you ever have a chance to visit Silverstone or other F1 races, then I really recommend getting access to on a Thursday, because it's just so quiet, it's so peaceful. We just spent sort of 10 minutes over there looking at the pit lane, just listening to the cars start to warm up, go through their heat cycles to make sure they're ready for the track later on. An amazing sound and an amazing experience.
Enjoying the content so far? Don't forget to like and subscribe, and maybe consider clicking that notification bell too.
And this one is free as well, rather than being sort of 20 quid, which is a big surprise for essentially everything here at Silverstone. We paid £8.50 for 7 halloumi fries earlier on.
You can see all the tyre marks on it.
Yeah, and what you'll see is the track begins to sort of rubber up over the weekend, so as cars go, they kind of leave rubber tread on certain parts of the track, which makes it grippier. Oh look, someone's having a quick run. They could be an F1 driver, you never know. Wow, that wind is something else.
Yeah, rattling.
God dang. This seemed like a good idea when it was free, but now we're up here. It's quite breezy. But it's rattling in a good way, in a reassuring way.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. It was a fantastic first day, just looking around, trying to get an idea of where to go, where we're going to be sitting today, and just drinking in at the atmosphere. Today is all about practice, practice, practice. We have practice sessions for the Formula 1, F2, F3, Porsche Cup, and a whole host of other things like driver interviews, team principal interviews. It's going to be a really fun day. It's going to be a long day, and it's going to be a hot day. It's going to get up to 27 degrees today. It's going to be a lot busier than it was yesterday as people start to arrive on campsite, but also as people arrive to attend what is really the beginning of the Grand Prix weekend here at Silverstone. So the plan is we're going to get all of our lunch packed and all of our snacks, a couple of beers, and start to get out to the racetrack. So we're going to be heading to the Silverstone Museum this morning. I've never been, but we had free tickets, so I thought why not go. Booked it for 9, which is a little bit early, but and I think we'll miss the Formula 3 first practice, but there's so much racing on today, I don't think we're going to feel bad about it. Check out that queue for the showers. That's why I had a shower at kind of 5:45 this morning, because needed to be up and early and out. People are still arriving. That's even on Friday. It's only 8 o'clock in the morning. It's already starting to push towards 20 degrees. It is going to be so hot today. That's why I've switched to this natty hat, which I think is actually my daughter's, but I already caught the sun yesterday, so I can do everything I can to protect my alabaster white skin. But we had a really good night's sleep. Surprisingly, I thought it was going to be really, really rowdy, considering. And when we were leaving the racetrack yesterday evening, about sort of 7:30-ish, people, particularly young people, were still streaming in for the launch party, and they were obviously carrying quite a lot of booze with them. Although there are booze limits this year, so I think you can take 1 bottle of wine, 6 cans of beer, or kind of 6 of like kind of the premix gin and tonic, you know, JD and Coke type things. And people aren't happy about that one because it's, you know, well, the food and drink prices are expensive. I think a pint of Heineken, and you can only really get Heineken or Old Moat cider. I think a pint of that is £6.50. We got 7 or 8 halloumi fries. That was £8.50. So, not being able to bring in your own alcohol, I can understand why people are getting a bit annoyed, particularly if they're sort of they've got their GA tickets, which means they can't really move from where they sit. It's a bit of a downer. But, you know, the Formula 1 license for Silverstone is expensive, so I can understand why they're doing it at the same time. Oh well, we've kind of got some snacks, and I've got a few beers. Oh, there's a car coming. But ultimately, I think it's going to be another fun day, and obviously this is the first day with proper racing. So even just being able to sit near sort of the pit lane and hear the engine starting to warm up was such an awesome experience yesterday. I can't wait to see the cars in the metal later on today, and I think it's going to be so loud. So I'm glad I've got some ear defenders, as is my daughter.
Okay.
Good morning.
Hello. Thank you. Fantastic.
Nice one, thank you. Nice one, thank you. Look at that, kiddo. This is already a highlight, and we've only just got in. Just the history on display here is amazing. Should we dump our bags?
Yep.
Don't want the extra weight holding us back. So I guess the Cosworth's mine.
Cosworth is yours.
All right.
So,
Oh, it's getting a bit violent on track. That's going to the stewards. Yeah, it's going to be a hot one today.
It will be.
We're at the Wellington enclosure, which is, and then you can hear the F2 first practice going on right now. Let's see if we get a little bit closer to the action. Oh, wow. I'm glad I brought my earplugs. My word. That is crazy.
The Wellington enclosure is situated near the end of the Wellington Strait, just before the Brooklands corner, and offers entertainment, a dedicated bar and restaurant, as well as private toilets. The food and drink was sadly not included in the entry fee.
So these are the historic cars that are going to be going out later today. So we're walking along to Beckett's at the moment to see if we can catch, grab a seat there at the grandstand to see if we can catch the historic F1 cars. These things are loud, but FP1 is pretty much coming to a close. It's a beautiful sound, but I'm looking forward to the V8s, V10s and V12s of the historic race cars, assuming they don't break down. They kind of broke down pretty quickly yesterday, so fingers crossed they are going to work for a little bit longer. So over there is the Beckett's grandstand, so hopefully we can grab a seat there for the historic F1 cars, which are really noisy.
Inner track access allows you to check out some of the working areas of the racetrack. Check out these F2 and F3 tyres making their way back to the garage, accompanied by their respective engineering teams. I especially like the Porsche branded tractor unit. After free practice came to a close, we checked out the fan zone, which was a little bit smaller than I expected, but it was still a lot of fun. Then we slowly made our way home back to the campsite to prepare for arguably the most important day in the 3-day event.
It would be the British Grand Prix without a little bit of rain. It'll be interesting to see how if this rain keeps up through qualification. At the moment it's FP3, so means that should hopefully make for an interesting quali. If the rain keeps up, should keep things spicy. There are reports of thunder as well on the track, so we'll have to see if that actually continues. It's looking quieter because FP3 is already going on, so you can see everyone in the stands or staring out and around. Reports are that it should be in excess of 500,000 people here tomorrow for the actual race, which is quite a lot. I imagine it's going to be very, very busy, but we're going to walk on to our enclosure now as it's starting to rain and hopefully get into the dry. Alright, Q3, we're really pushing for Hamilton. Fingers crossed. He actually, hopefully, I think they've got a fresh pair of soft tyres, so hopefully they'll be able to do the big one, at least get high up on the grid. But let's see.
All eyes were on Mercedes and McLaren. Both teams had brought upgrades, although it was McLaren that improved the most so far. Is there a chance Norris or Hamilton could be on pole for Sunday? Or will Red Bull's dominance of 2023 continue?
Yes! Secretly cheering for Albon and Williams because it'd be awesome if he was higher up the grid. So far they've looked to be pretty good, and they've always got the straight line pace, so they get slow in the corner. What's he going to do? Oh! Oh, those downshifts. All right, last spot of Q3. So one of the benefits of coming to Silverstone, checking out some of the other races, including this one, which is Porsche. I think they make more noise than the F1 cars. I think one thing you can't get live is just the sights and the smells. The exhaust fumes, the rubber, the feel of spray as the cars have been going through the rain and hitting you in the face. It's something else. Feel so lucky to be here. Just the noise of that engine, it's insane. I've got air defenders on. It's just so loud.
With qualification over for F1, F2, F3 and the Porsche Cup, it was time to head back to the camper van to get some sleep and be up bright and early for our first ever F1 race. Norris and Piastri lining up P2 and P3 could mean we're in for an interesting race, and we can't rule out Mercedes, who always tend to have better race pace than qualification pace. Either way, we're going to find out soon.
Race day. So apparently 500,000 people are going to be here today, so it's going to be quite a busy one. I'm doing the epically cool dual bag because my daughter doesn't want to carry hers today, so I get to look extra stylish on race day. So far, a lot of people, but we're going to see if Fast Pass is really worth the money, because that allows us to skip the queue, or at least enter a smaller queue. We'll have to see. It's been useful over the last couple of days, but I think today is really where it's hopefully should come to its own. Fast track? Yeah, so fast track is, I think, worth it, because this queue needs to come in, all the bags need to be searched, so that'll be a little while yet. You can hear the F3 race going on right now. I need to get my earplugs in a bit. Yeah. Nice one. Good morning, guys. Right, there's one to search, and I'll just get this one off. Oh. Right, all yours, chap. Do you want to pre-scan these ones?
Thank you.
Nice one. All right. Ready? Can you just grab your bag? Thank you.
Alright, would you like some F1 cards?
Ah, the gateway drug. Here we go. First one is free. Cheers, guys.
Come back later, I can give some more.
Ooh, oh, there we go. All right, yeah. So, fast track, definitely worth it. That was 30 seconds and in, even when things are super busy. So, yeah, cost a little bit of money, but totally worth it if you can afford it, because you get straight in, which is much less stressful, particularly if you've got stuff like kids and bags and things like that. But considering there's a race on and people would have already been in for trying to get their GA seats, you can see that today is going to be a lot busier, and I can feel the first spots of rain, which is what we're hoping for, because rains make for interesting races. Hopefully not dangerous ones, but definitely makes for more interesting ones. The merchandise has been so expensive. So like a standard hat you can get in even like official team stores was £50, and the official team stores is about 35, so it's quite the markup. But they are starting to discount, so maybe we can keep an eye out and see if we can get a bargain, well, a relative bargain, comparatively for Silverstone. Let's not forget how much everything is here, but definitely one to keep an eye on at the moment. Honestly, I can pick up some Red Bull stuff for my son because he's a Max Verstappen fan, which will walk on down to our enclosure, because unlike the last couple of days, we can't roam, we have to go find our actual seats, which is a bit of a shame, but we've seen some great views and seen some good racing from, definitely from seeing from Beckett's is a highlight, because those are some nice high-speed corners, which the drivers all love. Maybe next time we get to see if we can get tickets for there. But I've been pretty happy with our enclosure. I think it's nice. It gives you your own toilets and stuff like that. Still very busy though. I don't think you're going to be able to avoid that on a race weekend though, are you? You don't come to Silverstone for solitude. Beautiful sounding cars though. These are the F3s. I think the F2s are turbocharged V8s, so they always have a particularly sonorous noise when they're on full chat. I think regardless of what seats you have, these big screens everywhere, so at least you can keep an eye on what's happening on the race, even if you're not actually in your stand like us, because we're still trying to walk through to our enclosure. So it's nice to be able to catch the end of the F3 race. A slightly damp F2 race. So we made it into our enclosure. I imagine it's going to be really busy later on today. But I think so far some of the people are in the enclosure itself, other people are on the stands watching the F2 race. The weather has stayed pretty dry over the last half an hour. Definitely a completely different weather from yesterday. It is cloudy, it is damp. And I think hopefully that means for an interesting race later on today. What I'm hoping is this cloud cover lifts a little bit because they're supposed to be the red arrows, but if it stays this cloudy, we may be on for a swing and a miss, which is a shame because whilst we saw the Spitfire yesterday, we were supposed to see the RAF Falcons as well. I can hear the F2 cars coming. Let's, oh, here they come. Oh, yes. Oh, those backfire, those V8s. Ooh. Oh, something gorgeous about that sound. Sadly, our big screen is broken.
So down towards the end of later, and Korea driving for.
But I think they're working on it.
The Van Amersfoort.
And that's the big screen. Woo! Here we go. Woo! Ellie, there he is. Epic. Woo! Yeah, I think that one worked. Woo! Slightly partisan crowd here.
As he pulls into place on the grid, the marshal with the green flag will be able to wave that to say that everybody is where they should be and we can get things underway. There will be 5 lights on the gantry that go red when they go out. The 2023 Formula 1 Aramco British Grand Prix will be underway. Course car at the back, green flag shown, it is time to go red.
Woo!
Countdown is blocked off and a good start is made. They'd done was on different temperatures. Replay of this.
Final lap. Race is kind of going out as predicted, but still cool to see it live. I'll be one of the cars that was from the Drivers' Parade. Nick de Vries's car, in fact. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, the oil that's burning on that. New electric Lotus. It's a big old unit. Wow, look at the brakes. That is huge. What are those, 380s? All right, look at the brakes.
Is that the big red bit or
The disc is the circular thing, the caliper is what pressure's on the disc. The red thing. Wow. Getting this one to crank over. Thanks, guys.
Cheers, guys. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, we're about to step onto the racetrack. This is quite a special moment. Oh my word. Look at this. Oh, we're on the racetrack. Oh.
It's still warm.
Hey, look.
Is that
Here's some rubber from one of the tyres.
as well?
How cool is that? Another dominant race by Max and Red Bull. What a special treat. Everyone seems to be looting everything they can find. This is where Magnussen broke down. Right about here. Now everyone's starting the bum rush home. We're going to be staying here for a little bit, just soaking up the atmosphere that we can. Seeing what we can see, because there's no point just running to get stuck in traffic. So we'll probably leave the campsite probably around 7, I think, and hopefully that'll get us home for 9ish, 10ish. I wasn't kidding when people were taking anything. I'm not too sure if that's on the up and up, but I guess anything goes at the end of the race. It'd be awesome if I could find a visor tear off. That would be a highlight. But I don't know if that's the case. Look, they're just stealing things now. Crazy. It's trying to take signage and everything. Well, this is a very nice end to a very long weekend. A lot of walking, probably in excess of 70,000 steps across the 4 days, if not more. I'll need to calculate when I get back home, but just being able to be on Silverstone, walk around, see the F1 drivers live. Not always in the flesh, sadly, but definitely in the metal. Qualification was epic. The rest of it, you know, I think it was good. The race went kind of how we expected, unfortunately. You know, Red Bull and Verstappen are just so dominant this season that realistically he's going to have the championship kind of sewn up by the next couple of races. But for now, I'm just going to continue to walk around the track, enjoy the atmosphere, and then eventually pack up the camper van and head home.
These 4 days will always hold a special place in my heart. It's been a fantastic birthday present, and we're already thinking about a European road trip next year to check out Spa. And with that, I hope you enjoyed the content. As ever, don't forget to like and subscribe.